The greatest basketball card I ever owned was a Shaquille O'Neal rookie card. I'm about to tell you why, but go ahead and watch some of these crazy dunks Shaq had. Shaquille O'Neal breaking things. He's the first person I ever seen take a whole basket down. Now, I'm not talking about the one you're looking at right now with LSU. Here, it's the one right there. How you just take the whole thing down. That's crazy, ain't it? I remember when he did that on Inside Stuff. The greatest card I ever had was Shaquille O'Neal. I mean, he was the first pick of the draft, and everybody knew he was the man. I don't remember a number one pick with that much potential. You know, when you knew that, like, Kobe Bryant and Iverson were good, but you didn't know they was going to be that cold like you did with Shaq. They got to get new stuff with Shaq. Look at this. We got to wheel in new stuff, new equipment that 20 men, grown men, got to push in. Watch this right here. I think I watched that game live. I don't know. That messed up my whole brain when that happened. God, shout out to Dylan. Kid named Dylan that lived behind me. He had a basketball goal, and I dunked on it, and the whole thing came down just like that. I thought I was Shaq. Let me tell you the truth. It was a metal pole that a dog had peed on, continuously corroded or whatever you call it, damaged the pole. So when I dunked it, it just all fell down. I felt like Shaq that day. I felt like Shaq. I'm 5'9", 5'10", probably about 175, and, you know, shout out to Reebok, all that good stuff. So let's talk about the card. So Shaq is the number one pick. And when you got his basketball card in a pack of Upper Deck cards, it looked like this. It was just a dude dunking. It was a shadow of a guy. And it was actually a redemption card because the Shaquille O'Neal card was not out yet. So you had to get this card, send it back to the maker, send it back to the Upper Deck basketball card company, then wait, and they would send you back a more valuable card in Shaquille O'Neal. You see them, 3 of them dunking. It was fantastic, spectacular. I wish they still did stuff like this, but you got a regular looking, like, I don't know, street ball card with nothing on it, and then you'd be so happy, you send it back, and you'd redeem it, and it come back, and it was the stuff. Now, this was not the greatest card I ever owned because he was the greatest player. He wasn't better than Jordan, all that kind of stuff. But it was the greatest card because of what I learned. They send you get a redemption card. I didn't know what the word redemption meant. I just knew, okay, I send the card in to the maker and they send it back even better. Well, this is biblical basketball, and it gave me a better understanding of who Jesus is, who Christ is, and what God does with us. So basically, God gives you your life. That's the regular card, right? But if you give it back to the maker, you dedicate your life to Christ. If you get in his word, right, you're baptized, you're saved, then the Redeemer gives you your life back even better. The scripture says he'll give you a more abundant life. But like, that's the whole point, like, of redemption. You mess up, you're not that good. God's giving you your life. You mess it up, blah, 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 blah. And then you give it back to Christ. And then your life's even better. So that's why it's the greatest card I've ever had, because I learned about the greatest, thing there is, and that's God, and what redemption is, what forgiveness is, what being damaged is, what being of less value is, and then giving that same issue or life to Christ, and it comes back with more value. Shaq, greatest card I ever had.